Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Newsmakers Podcast, sponsored by the Tippecanoe Gazette, your local source for news in Tipp City, Ohio.
You know you wanted to say the Downtown Tipp City Partnership.
I did. I really wanted to say sponsored by the Downtown Tipp City Partnership. But the reason I'm talking about the Downtown Tipp City Partnership is because they're joining us today to talk about their upcoming events in the new calendar year. Hello, how are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Who's joining me? Who's this?
I'm Tasha Weaver, and I could have talked
Yes,
to
you are.
every week about stuff that's going on in downtown.
It's crazy. I saw your list of the events that you're holding in 2025, and that is just nutty.
Okay, so the list
nutty.
is not just the partnership.
It's
we have
a
a
lot.
lot of community partners that host events downtown as well.
But when you see them all in one list, your events, the arts, the car shows, all of them in one, you're like, okay, this is crazy. All right, next up, you've got something called the Depot Declutter Day. What is Depot?
The depot.
Oh, the train
The
depot.
train depot.
Nice.
Yes.
Do we own that? I mean, does the partnership own that, or how's that work?
I don't know who owns it.
I don't know who owns it.
I have a key to it.
I think it's the city.
Yeah.
Does the city own it and you guys manage it, or how's that work?
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I just know that I have a key to it, and that's where we store all of our event supplies.
Oh, cool.
There's also some stuff in there from a couple of other organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes after event, we really appreciate the support we get from the Parks Department. They come and they move a lot of stuff for us, or volunteers will move it for us, but it just tends to be taken into the depot and dumped in front of the door. And there are still some totes that I have no idea what's in there because, you know what my job is. I don't have a lot of free time just to go hang out
You're not
at the depot.
hanging out at the depot and digging through all the bags going, I wonder what this is.
And I don't want to be there by myself.
Oh,
so I'm
no.
like, hey, let's just invite volunteers to come and hang out and
That's
help
cool.
me clean out the depot. And
I
then
like
I'll feed
that.
them.
So you've got a day set aside for that. People can volunteer to come March 1st.
Yes.
Oh, it's a Saturday. It starts at 10 a.m. and that's
Yes.
to clean out the depot and volunteer your time.
Yeah.
And that's on South 5th Street, and this is a shock. Nobody's going to be excited about this. It's next to the train tracks.
Yeah.
It's not far from the train tracks at all.
It's actually, if you're standing on the front porch when the train's coming.
Is it scary?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So if people want to thrill, come to the volunteer event to clean out the train depot.
It's city excursions.
Yeah. We've got things happening here. Stand on the porch when the train goes by and see if you can handle it. It may be too much for you. So if people want to do that, contact you?
No.
Don't contact you? No. If they want to volunteer to be in the clean out for the train depot, contact you. And if they want to stand on the porch, don't contact you. Okay.
No, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know anything. And you said food?
Yes, I'm going to feed the volunteers.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. The soup from the couple weeks before. Is that?
Maybe.
Maybe. You can have all the soup you want. No, that's a joke. Don't sue anybody about that. And then I see you've got a St. Patty's Day beer crawl coming up on March 7th. So this is your another First Friday event?
Yeah, so that's going to be our first Friday in March. It's going to be St. Patrick's Day themed.
Oh,
We've
I like
got
that.
The swag for that. Mike McDermott is in charge of this event, and
Michael
I know he's
McDermott.
A great
He's
job.
Irish. Did you know he's Irish?
Is he?
Not at all. Not in the slightest. He's not even a little bit Irish, but I like to make fun of his name because it's McDermott. Michael McDermott.
This is why people listen to podcasts.
No, my Irish accent is horrible. I feel like, wee leprechaun talking about me Lucky Charms. Oh, someone stole me red hearts.
If you come to the St. Patty's Day beer crawl,
You just keep talking over
you're
me.
not going to... You won't have to listen to that, I promise.
Will Michael McDermott be talking in an Irish accent the entire time? Oh, I'd like to order one ticket, please. It comes with a free box of Lucky Charms. I think it does not. All right, back to it.
Back to it.
Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry about that. My Irish accent was apparently so strong, it crashed our entire system here. Can you believe that?
It was crazy.
Well, thanks for sticking around, Tasha.
Yeah.
It's
my
crazy.
pleasure.
I thought you were just going to get up and leave out of disgust for my for my accent, wherein which I did make slight fun of Mr. Michael McDermott. But that is because he is hosting and helping to manage this upcoming St. Patty's Day beer crawl.
Yeah.
Which is March 7th of 2025. That's a Friday night. And so do you do things on every Friday, or how's that work?
Yeah, we are bringing back the first Fridays in 2025.
Bringing it like Justin Timberlake. He brought sexy back.
Did he?
Right? He brought sexy back, and you're bringing First Fridays back.
Yes.
Nice. Are you going to have a song about it like you did?
I could.
Probably not. You guys are doing enough singing and dancing with your 12 Days of Christmas thing. That's awesome. So tell me more about the St. Patty's Day beer crawl. Oh, God, sorry. I tried to do it again. Tell me about your St. Patty's Day beer crawl with no accent.
Yeah, so the tickets are going to go on sale probably mid-January. You're going to want to grab those. That is another event that will sell out. And you are going to check in at Mock Cabinets by Design again. They do such a great job with check-in. It is hard to imagine check-in being anywhere else, just because they go so above and beyond.
They do such a great job. I love it.
They create the experience and they set the expectation.
Yes, and it's a neat place to host it because it's big inside, and it's also you get to see all of the stuff that they sell. It's great.
Right, and he does an amazing job. So that's always such a fun time. Just check-in is an experience in itself. But then those tickets will come with
free Lucky Charms.
Maybe.
No.
We might be adding that to it. I don't know.
I don't think
Maybe we're going to give away a box of Lucky Charms during the event. I feel like they need to be added now.
I will not be doing any more of my accent because I cannot afford to have the computer, the equipment to crash again. That was exciting. It just stopped right in the middle.
I did. So if that's what you're going to do during this event, you're going to stop in the middle of the event
and do my accent.
At 10 different locations downtown.
So
and
it's a
sample
beer. It's a beer crawl.
Yeah.
So you get tickets, or how's that work?
Yeah. So you buy one ticket for the evening.
Okay.
And then at check-in, you're going to get a check-in bag, and it will give you 10 beer tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll redeem those beer tickets for beer samples along Main Street and 2nd Street.
Oh, okay. So you get to pick what you want.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you get to choose.
And is there a list? So you said there was stuff in the bag. Is there like a list of the different beers?
Yeah, there will be a map that has the locations and then what the beers are and then what other shenanigans we throw in there.
Shenanigans. That sounds like an Irish bar.
Shenanigans and tomfoolery at this event.
Tomfoolery and hijinks will ensue.
Yeah.
But you guys have been doing this for a while, these beer crawls, and you're really, really good at it. So if anybody wants to come out for that, a good time will be had by all.
I feel like I learned something at every beer crawl and a way to make it better for the next one.
Right. And even though Mike's involved, it's still going to be a great event. Is that what you're saying?
Mike does a great job. What are you talking about?
I have to apologize. He's my buddy.
Yeah.
I got to make fun, though. So that's great. I'm excited about that. And that's your first Friday in March.
Yes.
And then it looks like you've got something coming up right after that and on Monday. And that's a preservation assessment workshop. So This is not a fun, exciting dancing around kind of thing. This is more...
It's an educational event, definitely.
Like a workshop.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the title.
Yes.
Duh.
Monday night, it is a free event for the public. If you are interested in historic preservation, historic buildings, downtown preservation, if you're interested in any of that stuff at all, the stuff that I nerd out about, come to the library that night. Dr. David Mertz is going to be there. He is going to be talking about the different ways that you can help with building preservation. And all things historic reservation. He does a great job of those. I haven't been to any yet. It's a really expensive program, and we are very lucky that we are able to get a grant through Heritage Ohio to be able to pay for this and to bring him here to Tipp City. Monday night, he will do this public forum for everybody. We'll have some refreshments. And then on Tuesday, there's going to be an application process that's going to open up at the beginning of the year, because on Tuesday he's going to go to up to 8 different buildings or businesses
really?
in Tipp City and walk through with that building owner and just say, hey, these are the things that I think you should do.
That's great.
There's no, lawmakers coming and saying,
Right.
oh, you have to do this. As an expert in the field, he's saying, if this was my building, this is what I would do to ensure that it's still here in 100 years.
That is so cool that he's going to walk around and do that for people.
So it's such a unique experience, and it's a great asset for our community.
That's
we really
nice.
pride ourselves in being the historic downtown. So
right, and it's kind of neat to see. It's great to have fun events where people, drink bourbon and walk around and do stuff. But it's neat to see other things that follow with the partnership's mission. And it's not just about having events and fundraising and things like that. Sometimes it's about doing the work.
Oh yeah, that's something that I really want to share in this next year. The partnership's turning 20. And I feel like a lot of people still don't know what the partnership does, how many different programs that we are behind, whether it happens in downtown or around downtown. We're involved in a lot of stuff that people don't know about between the 4 different committees. And I think that I'm really going to try to shine some light on that this year.
Yeah, and you come to city council often and talk about the different things that the partnership's spearheading. And it's good to see, but that's more like almost like a government outreach thing where you're just keeping them in the loop on all the things that the partnership's doing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's great. And so if people wanted to, I guess, submit their property for the possible assessment, how would they go about that?
There's going to be an official application. We don't have that ready yet, just because it's not just up to us.
Right.
Dr. Mertz is actually the one that will be choosing those properties. So
you'll let people know when it's time to submit their properties.
We'll do a blog post, and then the Tippecanoe Gazette is a great local paper that
I've heard that.
Yeah, I share all of my press releases in there.
I hear good things about them.
You should definitely subscribe, and you will always know what's going on with the Downtown Tipp City Partnership.
That is true. You will be in the know.
Yes.
If you get the paper.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for throwing that in. That was nice. A little shout out to me.
Well, it is. It's
really a partnership.
Studying where people are getting their news, because we're really trying to focus how we spend our money.
Right.
And we want to know where people are finding out about our events and what things are doing. So where I'm sharing that, I really want to share that with people so they know how to find the information.
It's interesting. I've noticed that too with the paper is how people get their news and where different demographics go for their news. And one of the things we've been trying to do is figure out more ways to get the word out to the younger people.
Right. And I think that this podcast is a great way for that. Podcasts are so real.
They are. Yeah,
and
they're raw.
People appreciate that.
They like it. People want to hear people talk about stuff, I think.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't like listening to people talk. I don't know why. It bothers me. But I really appreciate when people are real.
Yeah.
So I think that, the whole Kelsey, who's somebody's podcast, the Kelsey wife, her podcast just shot up to the #1 podcast after one episode.
I don't know her.
Oh, I don't know her either, but she's super real. And I think that's why.
People like to hear, and I think people like to hear stuff from the people involved.
Yeah.
I'm excited about having more people on the show, and it's neat to hear you talk about partnership stuff because you know it better than anybody.
Yeah.
And I can ask you questions, and it's not like, well, hang on, I have to go check on that. I have to call somebody and talk about it. You're like, no, and now, no, we're not doing that. We're doing this over here. And you're like, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know, but.
Well, or you're waiting on something like this David Mertz situation. You've got, you're working hand in hand with this group, and they're in charge of doing the assessments. So there's a lot of things that you don't know about or have control over, and you're just coordinating with them on that. And that's
it's going to be a great experience. And I know we were only talking about our first quarter events, but you can see this next one. And
what is that?
I have to tell you, I'm really excited about it.
Do you love your volunteers?
I do love my volunteers because the partnership wouldn't be the thing without volunteers.
The title of the next event on your website, which is at downtowntipcity.org, and the events page is No Joke, We Love Volunteers.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So the board, I approached them with this idea that I wanted to throw a party for my volunteers. So anybody that volunteered in 2024 is going to get an invitation to this event.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you can do it. And I was
That's
like,
so cool.
"Yes, I know.
It says TBD, so you're still like,
I don't
you're
know where
working
it's
on
going
it.
to be, and I don't know what it's going to look like, but
It's going to be fun.
it is. I have confidence in myself that I can plan a fantastic event for
That
my
is
volunteers.
It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And if people want to know more about this or any of your other events, they should stick to your website
Yes.
because you know how to do all the back end stuff on the website. So stuff is constantly changing on there. I
I've
love
been
it.
working hard on the website.
It looks
but
great.
we do also, we rely on Bashfu a lot, the support department. They probably see my emails coming in and
Who is
shake their
Bash?
head.
What is a Bashfu? Who's that?
Bashfu is the company that your friend Mike McDermott
Oh,
owns.
Michael McDermott.
Yes.
Does he own Bashfu?
I believe so.
He does. Yeah.
Or he runs it.
He 100% owns it and runs it. Does he do your website?
He does. He does the website, and I do. I think that when they see that my email is coming through, they're like, "Man, what does that woman want now?"
It's a good-looking website. It's easy to navigate, and it's nice to see that you've added in this new blog feature. That's new, right?
Yes, that is new.
And that's where you're posting looks like your stories, updates, information, kind of the stuff that you also see in the paper, press releases, that kind of stuff.
Some of it, but there's also some stuff that I'm, short little articles that I'm not sending the paper about the different experiences. So there is one in there that talks about when I was eavesdropping at Living Simply Soap.
Oh boy, did you get in trouble?
No, but I just loved hearing the customers and the employees interacting, not knowing that I was up there.
That's great.
And then there's a couple that have been wrote that aren't posted yet. I recently just got a chemical peel at the facial place downtown.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I wrote about that experience. So I'm just writing about things that are happening downtown or things that I'm doing just to share with everybody how fantastic our downtown is.
It's nice because you've got like little snippets of life of things that are happening in the downtown. Are you taking these photos? These are great.
Some of them
great picture.
are, and some of them they're being sent to me.
This is great.
Some of them Mike found.
I love it. This is awesome. So people want to stay up to date and in touch with what's going on downtown. This is one of the best places to do it, is to check out your blog on your website.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited about all of your events that you've got coming up. There's a lot.
There is a lot.
It's
I'm
great.
excited.
That's
It's going to
great.
be really exciting. We have some big anniversary celebrations next year. Monroe Federal.
Yeah, 100 years? Is that 100 years?
150.
150.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
The building that Sugden Furniture is 100 years.
Oh, that's a good building.
Yeah.
They have a basement that has a
I heard that's in one of those Greg Ensland books.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. There's a basement under Sugden's because it used to be a car dealership, and there's
I'm pretty
a bunch
sure
of
that
cars down there.
we have an event on June 28th,
Oh, really?
and you're going to get to see in that basement.
Does it take place down there?
I think it's going to be turning into a speakeasy.
Okay. Hopefully nobody's racing down there shooting at each other and then somebody gets murdered. We don't want that.
I know. Your books are coming true. Parts of them are.
No, don't say that. Well, thank you for coming on the episode today, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. And this is the Newsmakers Podcast presented by the Tippecanoe Gazette. And if you want to learn more about the partnership and all the events that they're holding this year and anything about joining or becoming a member, go to downtowntipcity.org or talk to Tasha. What's your number again?
937-667-0883.
And do you have an email?
I do, and that's Tasha at downtowntipcity.org.
That's awesome. And yeah, reach out, touch base with her and see if there's anything you can do to help out, or if you'd like to be a volunteer.
And if you have suggestions, a lot of times people, they're like, oh, I thought of this, but I didn't know how to tell you.
Right.
I am always open to any suggestion. I am always open to any kind of feedback, even if it's negative. Like, that's how we grow and get better, is if you share what you're thinking. Because if you completely do not like something that we are doing and you don't tell us, how are we going to know to change it?
Right. No, that's one of the best points that I think a lot of people don't understand.
I really appreciate feedback.
You want feedback.
Yes.
And when people write me and complain about the paper, I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Because then you know what you can do better.
Well, then they're telling me what to work on.
Yeah.
It's so much. If people are like, oh, la, 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 but they don't tell me what's the problem, then I don't know how to fix it. And I love positive feedback. It's great, but it's not really it's not actionable.
Yeah.
When somebody says, I'll tell you what you need to do, I'm like, oh, I lean in. I'm like, hang on, I'm going to write this one down. Please tell me what we're doing wrong. And sometimes people will suggest things and I'm like, yeah, we're doing that way for a reason, and here's why, and then I can explain it to them. But I love feedback, and I think you have listened to a lot of feedback and kind of streamlined some of the events that you've been doing, and bumped up to the top of the list a bunch of the most exciting favorite ones.
Yeah,
especially
we
like
do
the
listen to
parade.
feedback.
People love that.
When we took away the putt-putt event the first year, that was due to feedback. People said, hey, we liked that, but we've already done it with our families.
Right.
But this year, last year we didn't have it. And so many people are like, oh, we kind of missed it. So I talked to the merchants and they're like, well, let's take the feedback that they gave us and we will all just up our game.
Right.
And get new greens and make new putt-putts.
So wait, is this a secret thing that people will know if they listen to the podcast? Is that coming back this year?
Putter-palooza.
Oh no, it's coming back. So you learned it here first. You learned it here first. Putter-palooza is coming back. When is that? June, July, something like that?
August. It's the first Friday in August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a little, paying honor to Tipp-a-palooza in our downtown. We love having Tipp-a-palooza downtown.
They do a great job.
That's going to be at the end of August. August is awesome. A palooza month.
It's all palooza all the time. So will you come back on the show and talk about your other events, like second quarter or third quarter?
Whenever you want me to come on.
Really? Can we talk fantasy football?
Yeah.
Can we talk about my books?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the weather?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show again. And thanks everybody for tuning in to the Newsmakers podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple,
Spotify,
Amazon Music. I listen to Pocket Cast. That's where I get mine. And the Newsmakers podcast is actually also available on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's also embedded in the Downtown Tipp City Partnership website.
That literally just happened during this episode.
I know.
It happened while we're doing the episode. It's embedded in a page on the partnership website, so you can listen to all of it.
We should have a scavenger hunt.
See
that
if you
would
can
be a
find
great
it.
idea. Yeah, we can talk about something on the podcast, and then people have to score either downtown or the website and find it.
I like putting some kind of graphical element somewhere on your website, and then everybody who finds it, they send it in, and then you draw like a prize. Or something.
They text me a secret code word.
Oh, I like that. You put the image of like a bunny rabbit, and under that there's a 6-digit code, whatever.